So in this video we're going to fit a 12 volt socket outlet right here to my 420. Now you can buy the kit from Honda, which is very expensive, and I bought a socket outlet on Amazon, quite cheap, bought a few of them. One for the quad and a few for the tractors. Yeah, I started taking the quad apart just to make life easier, but we'll go over what we need. So to start off with, obviously we'll need a plug. So you can either fit this style, or if you just want to charge your phone, you can go for this style. The exact same process. Well, if it's just to charge your phone, you won't need a relay. A lot of people I've seen on YouTube just wire it into the ignition. Yeah, it'll work, but if you're going to carry a heavy load, say tire pump, or I'm going to have the sprayer on the back, you want more juice going to it without the wires melting. So I'm fitting the relay. I'll show you how that's done. So we've got the plug, the relay, a fuse from the battery over to the relay, and this kit comes with wiring. So there's actually a fuse in here. So this one I'm going to take from the relay to the ignition wire, and we have the ground wire. One more thing we need, which I don't have in this picture, this frame, is a cable going from the battery all the way to the front for our constant power to the relay. Let's get going. So I run the cable through all the way to the front up here. I connected one of these heat shrink type connectors onto it. So for the battery, you put onto, oh, you can see this, 30, if that focuses. Yeah, so 30 from the battery, 85 is ground, 87 will go towards the socket, and 86 is from the ignition wire, which I believe it to be this top wire, which is black and white. So we'll tap into that. I'm trying to figure out where the best place to put this really is. I think I'm just going to pop it into this open space here and cable tie it. I think that's the best shout. But next thing will be actually running the ground wires up, and then also drilling into the side of here. So I drilled the hole. It's not exactly centered, but I don't really care. It does the job. Yeah. I just used one of these cone bits. It's this one. It would have been more centered, but I bent this somehow. But anyway, that's more the point. Is this now fits nice. So we'll stick this in, tighten it up, and see how long our wires need to be for connecting to the relay. And as for the relay, I'm going to run the ground for this to the relay, and then from the relay down to the actual chassis, the connecting point for the ground. And then once that's done, tap into here and button it all back up. But let's get this mounted. So that's it mounted. Quite solid on there. I'm happy enough with that. I attached the wires to the back and pulled them through. If I always say this, but if I had my other camera mounted on my head, I'd show you it all step by step, as I do it. But I ran out of memory. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, ran it through, got the cables. So I'm going to give myself a wee bit of slack, just in case I ever need to change it or pull the plug or whatever. Yeah, but let's connect everything up to the relay, and once we do the relay and it's nice and firm, I will then tap into this wire. That's everything all wired up into the right connections. So I'll now put this into this gap here, cable tie it. I've got the cable that's going to connect to our ignition tap, which I spliced a wee bit, so I'll solder that together, and that should be it done. Well, no, actually, no, I lie. That won't be it done, because then we got to work up there at the battery side. So that's the front back together. Also added my ground here. It's all nice and tight. Run the wire up. The 9 fuse just connected to the positive on the solenoid, so it's got constant power. But it shouldn't work until the ignition is on. Let's just see if it comes on. Yeah, okay. So let's find something to plug into it and make sure it's working. So out of everything I could find, the coolest thing, well, I was trying to find something cooler, but I could only find this tire pump. So does it come on, which is a good thing. There we go. And it's working. And again, once you turn the key off, there's no power. So this is going to be very handy. One thing I'd really like to do is with this sprayer, see you just connect it to the battery, and it's got an inline switch. So what I'd quite like to do now that I have this, because it is a faff. See once the sprayer's on, trying to get to the battery, it's really awkward. But my plan is stick a plug on that can go into the socket and just plug it in onto the sprayer. Boom, done. But yeah. One thing I did notice when I was doing this was the bolt here. The thread's stripped at the back here, so I'll need to either retap it the next size up, or ugga bigger size and just go straight in. Like I say, if it's cross-threaded, it's not going anywhere. But yeah, let's see what else I can do.